they do not take my MetLife dental. I have to pay cash and then submit the bills. But I think there's only one dental operation over here that took my MetLife, and it didn't have the greatest reviews. I came here for one procedure and 2 cleanings, maybe 3 cleanings, and no problem at all. Yeah, it's a very nice place. I don't want to be doing too much filming in here. I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate it, but it's all state of the art. So, nice easy dental visit. This Bangkok International Dental Hospital. Granted, it's a little bit more expensive than some of the other clinics around town, but personally, I don't mind spending a little extra on my teeth, knowing that I'm getting pretty decent care, and I kind of like seeing the Mercedes and BMWs that the dentists drive here. It's kind of a top-of-the-line facility, and it's really not that much more. I think it's about $50 for a cleaning, and I'm not sure what my MetLife, they give most of it back. I think they give me, I don't know, it's a little goofy. Dental insurance, oftentimes they make you use your medical insurance. This is all US based anyhow. If you're from the UK or Australia, you're probably not super familiar with all these different insurances, but if you're a US guy like me, you're oftentimes going to have to submit your cleanings to medical insurance, in my case Blue Cross. I accidentally submitted them to MetLife, and MetLife only paid half, and then I found out, yeah, we just pay what the medical does not pay. So keep that in mind if you're trying to figure out how to do all these cleanings. That's what happened in my case. I have to submit the cleanings to Blue Cross, and they'll pay 90% of it, and then MetLife pays the other 10 if you're going to bother for $5. And I'm almost to the end of Soi 2, but I'm going to go ahead and walk to the end of the block just to show you some of these different condos. If you want to be down in this Nanai area, Soi 2 compared to Soi 4. Soi 4 is craziness, the Vegas Strip, neon lights, kind of 4 in the morning, people running around. But over here on Soi 2, it's nice and mellow. I think, I'm no expert, but I think some of these units you can go from here on Soi 2. You can cut through the parking garage or somehow and get over to Soi 4. But again, I'm not an expert. And down at the end of the Soi, the Calvary International Baptist Church. I think I've showed this old school Plymouth before. It's been sitting up on these blocks for years. I'm not sure what's back here. There's some businesses, shoes and bags, work stories. Just a small office building across from the Atlanta Hotel. Certain tourists are not welcome there. And looks like they're working on this. I think it's a private home, or 3 of them. Now I was talking about a property on 2 that goes through to 4, and I think that's the next place here. Yeah, that's more just smaller private home. This Lohas, I think is how you say it, Lohas Residence. I stayed there maybe 10 years ago, and I'm going to walk through there. The Lohas Residence. I know it goes through because I stayed here 2013, 2014. So I'm just going to walk like I'm staying here, right into the lobby, just to make sure it pops out on 4. Looks like they have a couple of bikes here for rent. This place, when I stayed here years ago, it was okay. I'll call it a service department. I was only staying here for the night, whatever it was, 25, 30 bucks a night. I don't even remember. And I don't remember how you pop out on Soi 4. I'm just winging it. I remember there was a little pathway that ran down the side of the building. Yep, maybe that's it. So even if you were staying at another place or coming to get your teeth cleaned, you wanted a shortcut over to 4, the Lohas Residence. Yeah, here you go. And that right there is Soi 4. kind of up away from the craziness. Soi 4 is actually pretty long. In fact, there's some quieter places to stay up here as you're getting back towards, I guess it's now part of Benchikiti Park, but from here all the way to Sukhumvit, yeah, it's just going to be non-stop Soi 4 and Nana Plaza craziness. Hi. But this Lohas residence, let me cut across the street here without getting hit. So if you're coming up Soi 4, let's say you're down here partying, whatever, yeah, it's not marked very well. There is a Lohas residence sign, but this little pathway, just go on through, go through the parking garage. You'll pop out right on Soi 2 if you happen to be staying over there. There's a Best Western Stay Plus, I believe. Yeah, whenever you can find these shortcuts, and usually they're a hotel, because a lot of these hotels will take up the better part of the real estate in between the two streets. You can oftentimes cut through the parking garages or even the lobby. I'd just go through the parking garage if I could, but I'm kind of forced to go through the lobby here and pop out on the next street. Bangkok, it's a great city, but they don't do a really good job on letting you get from one soi to the other. Oftentimes you got to walk, in this case, all the way up to Sukhumvit just to go from Soi 4 back over to Soi 2 and then come all the way back, say, to that Calvary. But in this case, no problem. Over where I live on Soi 26, I can pop through the DoubleTree and their sister property, the Hilton. I just pop out on Soi 24 and it saves me 10 minutes of walking. Yeah, but check out that Lohas if you want to stay over here in the Nana Plaza area. From what I remember, and it's been years and years, it was nothing fancy, just a clean room. It did have, once again, like a serviced apartment setup. So it had a little kitchen, refrigerator, a couple of burners. You could live in there. I'm sure they have monthly rates. But it was nothing fancy, and 6 stories tall now that I'm looking at it. And next to that is the I Check In. You'll find these all over Bangkok. This is the one on Soi 2. And there's the I Check. Looks okay. Says they have daily, monthly, and special rates. Next to that is another 6. These are mostly low-rise hotels. Trying to get the name of this one. The attractive rates, it says. The Hotel Solo, Sukhumvit 2. Next to the Aspen Suites. And they're working on a new restaurant. Arabesque, I guess, restaurant and cafe. And we're on Soi 2. If you go off to the left, I might have earlier said that was Chitlom. That's the Plon Chit BTS at the base of those buildings. And then the next stop would be Chitlom. I mix up my Plon Chits and Chitlom. From here, if I were to walk to the BTS, I'd actually go to Plon Chit. It's closer. The Nana BTS is up kind of at the base of Soi 8. And there's my dental hospital. Looks like they're working on a building here. That larger building, I think, is actually more over on Soi 4. And right across from the dentist, there's some nice, beautiful looking apartments. You can probably slip through here and pop out on Soi 4 during the day. At night, I'd guess there'll be a security guard asking where you're going. That Lohas, there's so many people coming and going there. I would guess it's not going to be a problem. And kind of a fancy looking massage place, Luke's Wellness. Sure Stay by Best Western. It looks like they have a little pool, yeah, up there on the top deck. And next to that is the Green Villa exclusive residence. Now some of these smaller buildings like the Green here, you can see there's a wall and then another property, and that larger Ibis, that's on Soi 4, but there's no way to get through. You're gonna have to find one of these like Lohas, one of these monster type properties. I think that might be the only one. I mean, by the time you get down here, you're almost to Sukhumvit. You might as well just take a ride on Sukhumvit. I'm just trying to show you to look for the shortcuts at the end of the Soi. Let's say you were staying where that Calvary Church is, and that's a hotel for whatever reason. Well, you'd have to walk 9 out of 10 times all the way to Sukhumvit, take a right just to go over to 4. And if you were going halfway down 4, that's a pretty good hike. Next to Green, I can't tell what the name of this place is. I guess it's CR. Oh no, I'm sorry. The Hotel Icon Sukhumvit 2. And across from that is the Focus Plonchit. We are right on the border of Plonchit and Nana. Soi 2 is Nana, but this building, now this might be a way to get to, not that you're saving that much time, but to get over towards Plonchit. You wouldn't really be saving much time at all unless you were heading in that direction. I'm sure this is called Plonchit because it starts on the other side, and this is the back entrance for the cars. Bunch of street food here up on the left, and the big fancy JW Marriott's going to take most of the right side up here. Doubletree, this would be a fine choice for more medium priced. It's definitely going to be cheaper than the JW Marriott, and still a beautiful room right here in central Bangkok. Very, very close to Nana, and you're not far. You're a 15-minute walk, if not less, to get up towards the Asok area, or you can jump on the Nana or Plonchit BTS, race up there in 2 minutes. I'd mentioned that Doubletree I cut through. There is a Doubletree up on Soi 26. Still pretty centrally located, but that's more a neighborhood. Soi 26, where people live, that's where I live. It's not as touristy, yet you're still 10, 12 minutes away from anything. But if you're just coming over here for a week or 2 weeks vacation, you might want to be right in the center of things. I wouldn't put myself right on Soi 4 unless you don't mind, you know, hotel rooms being slammed at 4 in the morning. That's a very, very 24-hour area. And here's an older building, which you might want to check some of these out. I'm in an older building now, not this large, but I see a spacious 300 square meter, 3-bed, 3-bath. The building, it's not much to look at from the outside. It may or may not have a pool up there on the top roof, and it's not going to be cheap. Anything that's 300 square meter, but it's going to be cheaper than 150 square meter in one of these super, super fancy places. So take a look if you're a larger family or you just require more space. Yeah, take a look at some of those older buildings. Some of them are just built huge. And this is all JW Marriott. It takes up quite a bit of area here. And right across from the Marriott's Plonchit Center, I know they have a pretty nice food court. I think it's only open for lunch, but I stayed down here years ago and ate most of my meals in that food court trying to figure out the city. And there's also either a Tops or Via Market down in the basement. And of course this Marriott's going to be beautiful. It'll come at a little bit higher price. I've always been a budget traveler. I mean, I like nice hotels. If I can stay in them with points for free, all the better. But personally, I'd rather take 5 or 6 trips and stay at a $40 night hotel than one special trip every 2 or 3 years and stay at a $200 night place. But that's just how I think. If you're coming over here to Bangkok, this might be the time to splurge on a really, really nice hotel. You're going to get a beautiful property for still somewhat an affordable rate, especially during the week. And just like I was bringing up the Doubletree, there's multiple Marriotts. I know there's a Marriott Residence, I want to say Soi 24. There is the Marriott up in Tong Lo. I think it's Soi 57. This is the Marriott on, where are we at? Soi 2. And my friend just stayed at the lower grade Marriott, but still a beautiful property. What do they call it? The Courtyards by Marriott. I think that was up on Soi 20. So do your homework. If your buddy said he stayed at the Marriott right near Nana Plaza, don't accidentally book the one up at Soi 20, or you're going to have a 10-minute motorbike ride to get over here. And I made my way up to Sukhumvit. The Plonchit Center says it has a Via, a Tim Hortons, a Beirut restaurant. That's really good shawarma. But if I'm up in this area, I just had it the other day, just across the street is Soi 1 and Bumrungrad Hospital. Next to that is Soi 3 and then Soi 5. That's where you're going to find Little Arabia section of Bangkok and some of the most delicious Arabic food in town. I wouldn't go to a chain restaurant when you're this close to the real deal over there on Soi 5. Put in Foodland. It's either called Hafid's or Hadid's. Right next to Foodland on Soi 5. That's my guy. Oh, just homemade brick oven bread. It's the best. This little place right here is fun. Kind of at the top of Soi 4, Bullies. I'll call it a steakhouse with a name like Bullies. I'm not sure. I've only been in there once or twice, but pool tables, good music, and somewhat affordable food. Everything up here is a little bit more. It's Bangkok for one, and you're right near the touristy areas. And I'm just noticing right across the way next to the Burger King, I wouldn't go into Burger King, go into Prime Burger. More Prime Burger locations are popping up all over Thailand. I've seen them. I've seen 2 in Pattaya now, and I know of 3 others here in Bangkok. It's a really good burger. It's not going to be super cheap, maybe 400 baht with a fries and a drink, but yeah, it's top of the line. And there's the liter price of gas: diesel B7, ethanol 20, or gasohol 95, 37.1. So that's about a little over $1 for a liter of 95. That's looking across the way. Soi 3, head up that way on the right and you'll find, I think it's the embassy of the Japanese ambassador, and my hospital, Bumrungrad. It's so big, it's in between Soi 1 and 3. And here to the right is the notorious Soi 4, Nana Plaza and all that craziness. Don't come down to Nana Plaza until I'll say 8 o'clock. I think it maybe opens at 7. There's other bars like Morning Light, Stumble In. There's always something to do in this area, but the Nana Plaza, which is just 200 feet up on the left, it doesn't open until, I want to say, 7 p.m. Don't quote me on that, but that last time I was there, we went kind of early at like 6 and came back 2 hours later. And I cut across the street over here. I am going to head over to Soi 5, and I don't think they'll have the shawarma this time of day, but whatever they'll have the fresh bread. I just had it, maybe, look at these little tiny pineapples. But he cuts those things with precision. A pineapple 3 times that size, I might get half the meat he gets out of that little tiny baseball-sized pineapple. But whenever I'm up in this area, I kind of have to come get this Arabic bread. It's just so good. This is Soi 3/1. We'll cut up here and then cut over to 5. This is an interesting place late at night. It's you might as well be walking around Iraq. It's just crazy. Everybody's sitting out partying and with the different hookahs, and not a lot of alcohol or things like that going on over here, I guess for religious reasons, but some really good food, and it's just an interesting place to at least walk through and check out. All the different perfume shops. They'll make from the different oils. They'll make up anything you'd like, I'd imagine. Yeah, from the different, whatever those are, wood chips, I don't even know. Working on a new shop. There's an old school tattoo place. Not really in the market for any more tattoos, but this place just looks like it's 50 years old. Up here on the left, I think it says open by appointment only now. More perfumes. Shoes. Yeah, right here. Tattoo by Jimmy Wong since 1971. Yeah, I guess he just does it by appointment only. Well, there you go. If you want to schedule a tattoo by Jimmy Wong, I'll bet he's a well-known artist. Now we're popping out on Soi 5. I'll walk over here, I'll walk backwards and show Gulliver's. This whole large area right here, Gulliver's Tavern, but it's a sports place. And there was a little bit of question as to whether it was still open. I think it might have traded hands or reopened. I don't know. It was definitely open the other night, and it says open in the door, although it's 3 in the afternoon right now. So we're going back towards 5. And down on the way where you see the Grand 5 Hotel Plaza, right under that is my place, Hafid's or Hadid's, right next to the Foodland and under the Grand 5 Hotel. You'll get some amazing bread and different Arabic food. And different barbershops, massage places, Dubai restaurant. Coffee shops. Like I say, this is a very, I'll say Muslim area. So there's way more tea, specialty shops and places like that than there are bars. I guess that Gulliver's would be your go-to spot if you wanted a beer over here. And here's the Foodland, open every day of the year, 24 hours. And here's my place, but they don't have the shawarma until the evening. I'm pretty sure he told me, no, I know he told me the place is open 24 hours. What's it called? It's under that marker here. Yeah, Hafid. It's 24 hour, but he told me they run out of meat into the evening. Kind of hit or miss if it's going to be the chicken, or the other one's just called meat. I think it's a combination of lamb and something else. Not sure, but it's delicious. So I always get bread to go. And Moroccan food, Indian food, Western food. Yeah, I just like this place. Yeah, I knew it was too early for the shawarma. It's not even cooking. It's more like a 5-6 p.m. into the evening until it runs out. But I am getting the chicken kebab, which I don't think I've had here. Hopefully it's on a bed of rice or some salad, something. And I ordered up my bread. Yeah, I love that. I love that naan bread. The baker, that's his music. He's in there rocking away and baking into the evening. Okay, so that was a pretty good meal. It looks like it's going to rain, so I'm going to jump on a motorbike and head on home. I really appreciate you watching. I would walk home, but I'm going to get caught up in the rain, even maybe on the motorbike here. So thanks again. Consider subscribing, and for more looks around Bangkok, take it easy.